Thank you, Speaker. On December 5th, 2019, the government introduced Bill 159, the Rebuilding Consumer Confidence Act 2019. The bill received royal assent on July 14, 2020. Once in force, it will enable the government to issue administrative penalties against businesses that do not comply with specified provisions of the Consumer Protection Act or its regulations. The Consumer Protection Act is designed to protect consumers from harm when purchasing goods and services in the changing marketplace. The Ministry of Government and Consumer Services is now consulting further on the Consumer Protection Act. Can the Minister of Government and Consumer Services explain the objective of the current review?
Minister of Government and Consumer Services.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member from Flamborough-Glanbrook for that question. She is one of the hardest working MPPs in this House, and your constituents are lucky to have you. Speaker, I want to share with you that our government is conducting its first comprehensive review of the Consumer Protection Act for the first time, as I mentioned, in 15 years. And this is the most comprehensive act that governs and protects consumers and businesses with regards to how consumers and businesses interact. Specifically, this particular act needs to evolve, and I'm sure everyone in this House will agree to that. Our review of this act specifically is looking at how the act can adapt to changing technology and marketplace innovations, support compliance, and include effective enforcement powers and tools to deter non-compliance. We are looking at how to make the Act clearer and easier so consumers and businesses alike can determine their rights and their obligations. All the while, we are continuing to look at how to better protect our vulnerable consumers from practices like aggressive, high-pressure contracts.
Thank you very much. And the supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you, Minister. Last summer, the Ontario government took action to protect the province's most vulnerable consumers by amending the Payday Loans Act. The government set the maximum interest rate that can be charged on payday loans in default to 2.5%, and the maximum fee that payday lenders can charge for dishonoured payments at $25. The impacts of COVID-19 have made it more important than ever that consumer law be clear to business, avoid imposing undue burdens on companies and entrepreneurs focused on recovery, and stop dishonest competitors from harming consumers and taking business away from honest businesses. Can the Minister of Government and Consumer Services explain what else the province is doing to protect vulnerable consumers through the Consumer Reporting Act consultations?
Minister of Government and Consumer Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And again, thank you to the member from Flamborough-Glanbrook. And I have to share with you, not only does she take care of her own constituents, but when called upon from people from throughout Hamilton, she readily assists them as well. And so in terms of assisting, our government is committed to protecting consumers and ensuring they have the information they need to make informed decisions when it comes to borrowing money. We are looking to establish new procedures for users with regards to the high-cost alternative financial services like installment loans, lines of credit, and auto title loans provided outside of traditional financial institutions like banks. That is why we are consulting with stakeholders as well as the public to identify ways that we can improve the regulation and make available more specific information about these high-cost services so that we can protect, again, our vulnerable borrowers from potential harm. And we will be consulting, and I invite people to look at this particular.
Thank you very much. Thank you.